Good morning. I'm speaking in hushed tones because I've just entered Padley Gorge, and as I came through I noticed, because I've got my glasses back now, but I noticed there were some birds that weren't sparrows or ducks, which are the two bird types I'm aware of, and I was going to try and they were swimming around under the bridge and it looked really good, so I thought I'll get the camera out and I'll be really quiet and stealthy. They clearly perceived the large fat man in black coming down, and they've gone over there now, so I can't even show you on here. No, you can't see them, but they're weird looking. They're not ducks. I don't think they're like super rare or anything, but I've never seen them, whatever they are, in the wild before. So anyway, that's today's intro. Let's go. Well, the first thing you can probably tell is that everything is a lot greener here since my last video. I think, if I remember rightly, I just mentioned that things were starting to bud, that, you know, there was a lot of greenery coming, that I was probably looking for colours. Now, until the autumn in Padley Gorge, I think it's fair to say that colour, varied colour, isn't going to be a thing. It's mostly moss and leaves, and let me tell you now, that is not a problem. And it is a video I want to do. I want to do a vlog about how I look for compositions in the chaos, so to speak. I've got one of my favourite images that I've done is essentially just a mess of green, and I just love it. I absolutely love it. To me, it's like one of those magic eye pictures, you know, where you sort of stare at it long enough and you see all kinds of things. So that's going to be for another day. But just as I'm walking through Padley now, I can see straight away the challenges. I mean, I'm really happy for it. This, to me, all this green is so much more exciting and interesting than just skeletal trees, which have their moments, especially here because of the shapes. But no, give me green. But there's a lot of it, and there's going to be more, and it's finding something suitable that's interesting, that's pleasing to the eye, engaging, all of those things in a composition. It can be tough. Got to be careful here. I'm walking over some well dodgy ground, and you've always got the brook here as well, and of course the greenery makes for great framing, which you won't have had during the winter and early spring. So there you go. So lots of green. It's great. It looks lovely. It's quite fragrant, and the squirrels are very happy. But today I'm going to head to Bolehill Quarry, which I managed to fail to do last time, and I got quite a few comments explaining to me that if I just stood my lard ass up and gone to the back of where I was sitting, there was just a short climb, wherever you want to call it, up. There's an up, and apparently it was just down from there, so I completely screwed that up. So I thought today, it's about 6 in the morning, that's pretty, it's about 6 in the morning, I'm gonna stroll through Padley. I'm not particularly looking for anything here. Obviously, if I see something cool, I'm going to photograph it, but I want to get to Bolehill Quarry today, so I'm going to try and not faff about as much as I did last time. So unless I see a vlog-worthy composition on the way, the next time I talk to you, I'll be at Bolehill Quarry. So let's see how that works out, shall we? Canopies starting to expand, intermingle. One of the great things about having a lot of leaves overhead is that you can work harsh light to your advantage. You know, you can get deeper into it and it won't damage your images so much. You've got a better chance of getting shots even on a fairly mundane. Walking through the wall shot of Blakey Tree. There was a few questions last time about finding this way to what I hope is going to be Bolehill Quarry through Padley Gorge. This is the gate you've got to look out for, okay? And then there's an up, got to do that. And there is a trail that goes off to the other side. There you go, you can see that. Don't go on that, that's not the right one. So apparently it's up here and then up again. But there is, just at the top of this, and you'll see the pictures from last time, a really nice scene, I think. And you know, I might linger up there just to see how the light plays through the trees, the silver birch. Still got time on my side. I do want to get to Bolehill, but I don't want to miss out on the way just because I'm in a rush. Okay, so here we go. You know, I actually thought that was a rabbit. You can probably see that the sun is up, just there beyond the trees, but it's not quite breaking into the ground as I'd like it to. I think in another maybe 15-20 minutes, this could be a really nice sort of almost summer meadow shot, but not right now. And do I hang on? This here is just to show you, you know, what could be. So this is the top of the ridge behind me. See how the light's dappled onto those rocks and trees. I mean, there might even be a shot there, I'm not sure, but it's starting to come through. Let me just swing around. I got something similar to this last time, but you see, so it's starting to make those beautiful shadows, and it's just getting it at the right time. So I am going to spend maybe 5-10 minutes just to try and size something up and just wait to see if that light hits. I don't know how it's going to work out because I don't know how it's going to cast through the trees until I see it, but I can be prepared, and for 5 minutes it's not going to kill me. Well, I'm greeted with this lovely avenue of silver birch, and oh my, the sun is casting shadows through. Well, I still don't know where this quarry is. Can't help but feel like I'm going to be embarrassed again. I don't know where I'm going. All I know, it's very lovely here. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, what's this down here? Is this it? No, it's a big drop. I guess it's something, so maybe I'm on the right track. I'll say one thing, it's absolutely silver birch-tastic up here. Look at all this. Okay, I can see something ahead. It looks like there's a substantial wall of rock growing there, so let's have a look. Is this it? Oh, I've got a suspicion I'm going to be incredibly underwhelmed. Okay, this is it, I guess. Look at that, we've got a big rock face there. It's quite daunting, quite imposing. And we've got that still water. A lot of green on it, but it doesn't look icky or anything like that. It looks all right. Got a bit of foreground. It's not what I'd normally do. We've got no light happening. Not sure it's going to swing around quick enough to do anything with light, but all right, I'm going to have a scout. Let's see what's going down. So this is proving to be a real challenge for me. I'm not sure where the shot is. I don't know. I'm out of my comfort zone, and I don't know what to do with it. I just don't. I mean, it's good that I am challenged. That it isn't just there on a plate, which it so often is on these walks. I find it's just, you know, you'd be hard pushed to get it wrong, but I don't know. I don't know what I want. I think that's the thing. I don't know what kind of picture I want to get from this, and nothing's just jumping out at me. And I tell you what else is freaking me out. There's a duck, right? I swear it's not moved 1 centimetre while I've been watching it, other than slowly floating as the water is moving. It's not moved. And I think it's a real duck. I don't think someone's put a fake duck there just because they knew I was coming and it would upset me. Oh no, it's moved. Oh, God for that. It's a real duck. Everyone stay calm. It's a real duck. I've come up as sort of high as I can and still get it in. So I'm thinking maybe get a shot down there. I just don't like this. This is doing absolutely nothing for me at all. I wish I was still down with the silver birch waiting for the sun come up. Oh, what a disappointment, what a anticlimax. I don't know what I was expecting. I mean, I've not really looked at anyone else's shots. I just saw that they'd gone here. And I'll be perfectly frank, I don't think anyone produced anything that I thought, oh, I want to take that. I just thought I should go because it's near Padley Gorge. And I'm just mad disappointed. Is that wrong? But again, because I guess it's just not for me. It's one of these questions of preference, taste. Anyway, I'm gonna pull all my gear all the way up here, and I'm gonna shoot down this way. And if I've got anything at all to show you, it'll follow. Well, you know, I'm not gonna get a shot. There's just nothing here for me, and I think this is the first time I've done a vlog where I've come to a spot purposefully. I mean, I've often been to places and unexpectedly taken shots. You know, you do that all the time, but this is the first time I've come to somewhere purposefully and I cannot get a shot. I don't know if that's down to me not having the vision to see something. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's shots to be had here. I'm absolutely positive of it. I can't see them. That's what I'm saying. And I think that just shows that we all have a different way of looking at things. The most exciting thing about this to me is I didn't know if that was a real duck. That's pretty much, you know, that's damning, isn't it? And I'm sure I'll just, you know, in case you've not been here before, I don't want to put you off. The walk to it is amazing. It really is. But when you get to Oz, the curtain is revealed and the wizard's just a short bloke. So I'm doing this and I'm hoping you'll see shots to be taken. And then you'll come here and you'll post some photos for me and say, look what you missed. Why don't you do this? Ed, you're not looking at the right things. So do that for me. If you've got some cracking shots of this place, let me know, you know, show them off. I'm positive that there's stuff to be shot. I'm looking around because the trees are beautiful here. I actually think that the surroundings for me, far outweighs this. And the walkthrough is amazing with the sun streaming through the silver birch. But I'm going to move on. I'm not going to stay. I'm going to leave. I've not taken, with the 5DS, I've not taken one photograph. Not one. And I don't think I'm going to. But I'm going to walk back. So I don't think this will be the end of the video. It's 7:30, so I've got a good hour, I think, of light that's going to be okay. Not too harsh. And I'm going to be going through the trees and Padley Gorge, of course. So hopefully there'll be some more shots to follow this. But right now, I'm really sorry. I admit defeat. This was not good for me. I did not. No. Yeah, this is the this is the face of abject disappointment with a smile. Come on, let's crack on. See what else there is. Just realised that I've lost my glasses. Literally got them last week, which is the replacement pair from the month before, which was a replacement pair from the month before. 3 pairs in 3 months. And the only reason it lasted 3 months, because it takes 2 weeks to get the new glasses over to me. Now I may have dropped them where I shot the bluebells. I don't know if I put that bit up, but oh, if it wanted for bad luck, I'd have no luck. Probably going to see a lot of video of me walking through these trees because I absolutely love it. I think it's so beautiful. You know, a lot of these trees have got a lot of moss and are quite dull, but then you come to some, I guess, of the sort of newer trees, and they're all almost white. They're absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful, wonderful to walk through. I mean, I may not take any shots, but gosh, just being here is well worth the walk. I do recommend it. As I'm walking through the wood and looking up and seeing, you know, we've got some wispy clouds and that in the sky, it reminds me that this time of year and going forward there's going to be a lot more bracketing, a lot more stacking, because harsh light up top, contrasty ground below. It's the only way you're going to get natural shots of a sort. So, you know, you don't want to be doing sky replacements if you've got a perfectly reasonable sky up top and it's just a bit too bright. But maybe focus on that in another vid. Maybe do a vlog specific to each of these areas. But I'm still testing you guys out. I don't know for sure yet, you know, what you found most engaging in these vlogs. Is it just the places I go? Is it the kind of compositions I take? Because, you know, everyone's got their own thing, as you probably just witnessed. I couldn't get a shot at Bolehill Quarry. Couldn't do it. Wasn't for me. Although I'm absolutely sure other photographers certainly would and have. So, yeah, maybe, you know, again, these comments you bring in absolutely fantastic. Not only do they push the video up, push the vlogs up, it gives me real insight into what you're finding enjoyable. And if I can help with something, or even better, if I can learn something. Like, you know, I didn't know where Bolehill was. So I've just come back to the bit where I go down. But I think I'm going to go around just because I found some nice, there were some trail shots if I took this other route. So rather than going back through the way I came, although the shadows look great. I don't know if you can see it. I've got a new gimbal, by the way. I've got a new gimbal because I dropped the other one in a river. But this is a Hohem i6, and so far so good, but I'm going to give it a proper run through before I give you any kind of review. But can you see the shadows? They look really good. I hate these decisions. Do I crack on that way, or because I'll tell you what, if I do go down there, I'm not coming back up. No, I'm going to go this way. Probably going to regret this. Couple of things. First one, just so you can see that we're not quite through to everything being in full bloom yet, which is why I was saying earlier on that, you know, although everything is, you know, turning green, we're still not quite there yet. So right now I would say it's manageable green, but if you can see here, this is all the fern getting ready to come up. So you don't just get the explosion up top, you get the explosion from the ground as well. And that is when everything becomes green central. Yeah. So we're definitely going to talk about finding compositions in the chaos. Again, I've got a few shots that I really like, and they're mostly green. You're wandering into the Thomas Heaton realm there, where you've got to find the artistry of nature. Ooh, that's good. The artistry of nature. Yeah, that's a good one, that is. So, I have to amuse myself on these walks. Then the other thing is, I've just realised I wasn't shooting in 4K, I was in 1080 and at 30 frames a second, which it just means bollocks. I won't have a consistent frame rate, so when I get in I've got to jigger about. Anyway, I'm now in 4K mode. I don't know if it's going to make any difference. Shouldn't make any difference. Bloody YouTube at the end of the day. No shots, yeah? Was this a bad decision? I think I've got a composition here. To my eyes, anyway, at the moment, it's a little bit busy. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's have a stroll. Let's have a walk over to it. Let's show you what I saw. So first thing I saw was this silver birch, and I thought, well, it's away from everything else enough that I can do a shallow depth of field shot, and that'll look quite nice. And then, of course, I think what really caught my eye was there's a tree leaning. Let me just bring this around. There's a tree leaning there, yeah, to the side. I just think those two look quite nice. And the important thing is, obviously, that tree's the same as all the other trees, and that tree is green. So I think I've really got to go shallow to make them pop. And then when I get in Lightroom, maybe do a bit of contrast work. So there you go. That's all I've seen. I think the way the light is just striking all of the ferns. There are a few ferns, they haven't quite unfurled here yet, but they're around. I think that's going to work. So I'm going to get there quick, just in case things go wrong. And one other thing, it is a bit breezy at the moment, so the leaves have been bouncing up and down. Just watch out for that. I'm going to switch to my 50mm because I'm close enough to it to do that. And of course, the 50mm will go down to 1.8. So that's going to give me really, really good shallow depth of field. So let's try it out. Didn't mean to do that. Actually looks all right. Okay, try that again. And of course this helps. I can bring the shutter speed up so I don't have to worry about the bouncing leaves. Odds are I'm going to get a sharp shot. Well, just for the record, I did move closer, okay? I just wanted to really try and get closer in so that I could make that shallow depth of field as good as it could get. Have you got any younger people tuning in to this thing? And we just tell you something you might be able to relate to, and that's that this is like the ultimate ASMR. The smell, sounds of the birds, the colours, the shapes all around you. This is better than watching amaranth gargle a bathwater. Trust me. I'm just setting up a shot looking deep into the woodland. The light's coming across the ferns again. It's just touching, because it's touching the base and leaving like a middle section almost. I think it just looks nice. And I'm always unsure whether I want to go shallow and get the trees at the front as my main target, just let everything drift away at the back, or if I want to bring it into sort of sharp relief and get the whole thing, get the whole scene. Obviously I do both, but it's interesting that when I turn up I don't just see it straight away. My default is shallow depth of field. I'll normally always try and just make the subject the subject, and then everything else just happens to be there filling it out. But I think because this same light goes all the way back, and I think it just works. I think this twisting tree here, again thanks to the ferns actually being around, I think there's something there. I can do something with that. So I've just done my shot of the sort of deep into the woods, and now I'm gonna do this one. Hopefully it's gonna work out. What do you think? Is that nice? It's just a very simple, the twisting log kind of underlines the branches, sorry, not the branches, but the trees at the back. The light's falling across it beautifully. I like it. Yeah, I just think that works for me. And the nice thing is, just bring this away and focus on the woodland. There's so many shots to be had just from here. So many things you can use as foreground, as points of interest, as focal points, of course. Just from where I'm standing, right here. time to do my pitch. So yeah, if you know, you're enjoying these things, helpful or just entertaining in some way, why not subscribe and ring that bell. Apparently only about 20% of my ever-growing subscription people, they don't ring the bell, only 20%. So I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but it probably does. So ring that bell. What are you waiting for? I want a yacht. Wow, what an absolutely beautiful morning this has been. Stunning. God, Padley Gorge, you know, I've said it in so many vlogs now, it never fails to deliver. I've been here in the worst of weathers, and it's just always great to be here. You know, even if I'm not doing photography, it's good to be here. Well worth the trip for me. It is of course time for a brew. I think I've earned it. I lost my glasses again, so I'm so depressed about it. I'm not depressed. It's over-egging it, isn't it? I'm not happy. I've now got to wait for glasses again. I've got to pay another pile of cash out. Anyway, so let's get to the important stuff. What's Ed going to be drinking today? Not tea. I thought I'd try out one of these handy packs of coffee. So they're basically a coffee bag instead of a tea bag. Yeah. So I often bring what's it called, the Flow something. It's a little camping thing. It's really good actually. Good for like making proper barista coffee on the go. But I normally don't stop long enough to make it worthwhile. You know, I need to make the most of the light and then I'm out. So I'm always trying out these new things. Now, I've already told you, this is a godsend. A little collapsible cup, fits snugly in your bag, it's super light. Then there's my thermos, which is amazing. So this was boiled up at 4 a.m. this morning. It's now 8:45. And the secret to this, I don't know if I've told you in the past, is to, before you put your hot water in for the trip, put some in, seal it up for 5 minutes, just wander off, do your stuff, you're packing, then come back, empty it out, fill it with hot water again. Makes a world of difference. You're basically prepping your flask. Look at the steam coming off. I don't know if you can see it. It's so hot. So I'm going to let that do its thing. Like, that is really hot in there. Like, it will scald me. So yeah, it's Thermos brand. I've got a link in one of the vlogs. I've only put it up once. I should do it again, because I've not had anyone say they bought one and complained about it, said you know you were wrong. But that little tip about just preheating it, you know, bit of hot water, tip that away, then fill it up with fresh hot water, freshly boiled hot water. That's going to keep you good for hours and hours and hours if you want a hot drink. I don't know why I'd want a hot drink today, but I bought the coffee bag, so I thought, well, I might as well do it. I've got cutlery in my bag. I can't be arsed. Let me get some milk in, and I've got these little moose sticks, whole milk. And by the way, I have to say, no one's, what you call it, sponsoring me or paying me to say this. I wish they would though. So I want a yacht. I don't know if I've mentioned that. I don't even want a yacht really. I just want the money to afford a yacht, because I'll probably buy a new computer. So this is a whole milk moose stick. So these lasted quite a while so far. I've not had a dodgy one yet. And I've had these a few months. I think you have to get them when they've got a fresh batch though. There we go, there you go. So that's whole milk as well, apparently. I don't know how that works, how that can stay fresh long. That makes no sense to me. And then the idea is, if this is all nice and tidy, I'm just gonna have to cheat a little bit. I can just put them in my little plastic bag I have for tidying away crap. Kidip. And away we go. So there you go. Great day. I don't know how any of the photos are going to turn out. Super disappointed with Bolehill, but I don't know what I was expecting. And I think because I'd failed to find it last time, I kind of heightened my expectations a little bit that it was going to be super wonderful. There you go, lesson learned. Don't get so, you know, just take it as it comes. But yeah, tremendous. So come to Padley Gorge and bring your camera, or don't bring your camera, or bring your phone. It doesn't really matter. Whatever happens, you're going to have a lovely day, or at least a lovely morning. But I think in a morning you can do a full like navigation of the whole thing and just really enjoy it, and bring a cuppa, you know, a little plastic bag, put all your crap in. It's wonderful. So next video, I'm going to try and focus a few videos on specific subjects, and I would like your help with that if you don't mind. If there's either things I do that you think you'd like to see more of, or if there's elements of photography that you would like me, in my way, to explain the way I do it. So the way I determine whether something is going to use shallow depth of field, what size lens and focal length I'm going to use, how I handle the lighting. I don't do a lot really, underexposing, overexposing. I do it, but I don't have to do it often, I find. But maybe that's just because I don't get out there and, you know, just risk the bad light. And or if the light is bad, I just don't bother taking the pictures, when perhaps with a little bit of technical faffery I would get some shots. I don't know. I don't want to work hard for the pictures. Nah, it's not for me. But this is lovely, and the more comments I get, the more it gives me a buzz to get out there and see what's going to come next. Or especially if someone wants to trash me, because back at Bolehill you might say, you know what, Ed, I saw a shot and it was at 1 minute and 3 seconds and you should have shot that, and this is the lens you should have used, and this is your focal distance you should have been at. I'd take that. That is not negative criticism, because that'll open my eyes to getting more wonderful compositions as I go out. But yeah, I didn't feel it. I did not feel it. It's very rare. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's very rare that I go out and I don't get like one shot of a specific area. I know what I can remember doing some standing stones, except they weren't standing, they were all flat. It was all below, that's it. And I found it very difficult to get a decent shot there. The stuff was interesting and really glad I went. I've been a few times just to soak it up, you know. I find these standing stone areas quite haunting, but I couldn't make a composition work, and I don't think I'm any better now than I was then. Yeah, so you can't always win. I just think, and somebody else might go there, you know. Adam Gibbs could probably stroll along and bang out a blinder, but we all see things differently. So don't you feel like you're inadequate if you're not pulling a composition out of a place where other people do, because you're just not seeing it the way they do. There's absolutely no need for that. I have no problem with that at all. I think I've talked about my confidence before, and confidence also includes knowing, I don't know about knowing your limits, but knowing there's certain things you can do easier than others, you know. So yeah, just get out there and enjoy these places, and you know, and if your photography works out well, all the better. Listen, I'm a rambler, as you can tell, so I'm going to get rambling. I'm going to finish this drink. I've got a bar of chocolate as well, you know, Galaxy, and then I'm going to go home. I've got a teenage son who will be getting up in about 4 hours. So I've got to go and get his breakfast ready / dinner. Have a great week, folks. Bye for now.